All right, welcome back. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are watching this. Today is February 14th, 2024. Welcome back to Dan's Trades, where we're seeing some trade reviews of my activity. If you caught the last video, that was my last one trading Top Steps Combine. Switched over back into my live funds account here today. It's been a little while, so I just wanted to knock the dust off, as I'm calling it. Just get a couple scalps in. And seeing as we had some major movement yesterday with the release of CPI and the large movement down, we were expecting consolidation coming into this morning. Overnight London session, we had a nice run up, and then we're consolidating before the New York Open. So I wasn't interested in any trades at the early part of the session. As we came to the end of the New York AM session, I started to get some interest and take a look and see what we had cooking here. So we have a 15-minute fair value gap that was formed right at the close of the session with these three down close candles. Inside of here is the 15-minute fair value gap. So that was my first area of interest. I'm like, okay, I'm bearish. I'm interested in this, so let's drop down to a smaller time frame of the 5-minute. And we mapped out where liquidity areas are going to be at that time of the session. So we had swing low here, which is very close to a relative equal low, just mapping out the swing of this one as sell side liquidity. And we also had a swing low here, so we drew a line on that. And the most previous one, while this candle was forming, was right here. So this is a swing high. Definition being, high with lower highs on each side, and the same thing here with a low with higher lows on each side. So we have a swing low, we have a swing high. As I'm looking at price right here, when this candle forms, draw the lines, liquidity is purged, as we see price traded up and touch the consequent encroachment of this 15-minute fair value gap, and then price displaced lower, taking out this liquidity, taking out this liquidity. So that's set up my bearish bias. Expectation is if price returns to here, I want to get it in a short trade. So as I drop down to a 1-minute chart, looking for the entry, we'll zoom back over. I did see there was a lower time frame 1-minute fair value gap that I was seeing as a breakaway gap. As price displaced down, returning back, this was the high that formed the 5-minute fair value gap. So it was between here and here was what formed that. Then on the lower time frame, we see there's 1 minute. So this is a lower probability since it's a lower time frame. Higher time frames trump it. So what I did is I placed my sell orders right here, expecting, I shouldn't say hoping. My idea was this would be a breakaway gap, which at the time it was because price did return to it, but ultimately that was actually where I got stopped out once. I'll draw on the trade executions here so you can see that. First trade, limit order right at the fair value gap entry. Then I was looking for low risk, and I got stopped out right away. I was only looking to have about a 6-point risk on this. It was one of those, hey, if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm stopped out right away. So there is the entry. There's the first exit. Stop out. I placed it at the top of this candle. Yes, you do need to use 3 candles for proper stop management. This is part of me looking at it after the fact, so perfectly fine. So I took a second trade, realizing that I took one at consequent encroachment on the second entry, and then had my stop a little bit higher, seeing as this 1-minute fair value gap was there. I didn't initially see that. I was just playing off the 5-minute on the very first entry. So as I dropped down to the 1-minute, saw, the stop was a little bit too close. 6 points on the NQ can happen in a microsecond. So first trade stopped out, didn't let it shake me. Got in the second trade. Second trade I covered after I saw this activity, and then honestly got a little sloppy, took it off early, was looking to move the stop down a little bit too soon, expecting some displacement. So I was basically break even right there. One profitable, one trade, and I still saw the same respect happening, the same setup was there. So I took one final trade, entered on a market order, which was obviously much below where I wanted to because the market orders fill not where the limit orders were. So had I used a limit order on this one, I probably would have filled up in this area, give or take. But it is what it is. Filled there. Had my target down here with another potential target down here, relative equal lows. And we see price did continue all the way down, and I did cover right as it broke this sell side liquidity. So those were my scalps for today. First one stopped out, second one small winner, third one a little bit better winner for an overall profit on the day of $135, just shy of it. So I will take that for the first day back in this live funds account. Hopefully that helps you. Hopefully you get some insights, questions, comments, throw them on under the video. I do review them and hope it helps. Remember, tomorrow is promised for nobody. Make sure you live for today. Take care.